Being that it's 9 o'clock, we'll start with a meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody's had a chance to look over the agenda. Any questions on the agenda? Now, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approval of the previous board minutes from September 23rd. Are there any additions or corrections to those?
There was one edit. It was listed that the next meeting would be a work group, but it's a regular meeting. And that's been fixed, but it's not fixed in your packet.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
That correction? Second, is there a second? Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, next up is our public comment period. This is for anybody in the public who would like to come forward and speak, have a comment. This is your chance to do so. If not, we'll move on. We have no appointments this morning, so move on to consent agenda. We have one item on the consent agenda. That's to change the employment status of Susan Felton, community health worker, from probationary to regular, effective October 15th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, action items. Number 1, consider approving a request to apply for grant opportunity to support Children's Dental Clinic mobile unit to provide services to underinsured and uninsured individuals in Houston County. Jordan and John and Bree. Morning.
Morning.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
So, this is a request to apply for a grant. I'm gonna let these guys kind of explain what it is, but it's to bring additional resources to our dental program. So, wants to lead off.
Let Bree, go ahead.
So this is the Community Clinic Grant Program. It's similar to the grants that we've applied for in the past, but it's just to support rural communities, and one of the criteria is a dental clinic. So it's just a continuation of what we already do. It's just getting additional funding.
Have we had funding for this before?
Yes, from several sources.
Not this funding, but for our dental pilot program that we're running, Children's Dental Services, yes. Our last grant was through Delta Dental provided us with funding. And that will get us pretty far. They gave us $15,000 as a grant to continue our services. We're looking for the additional days, so when we can support additional funding, that's what we'd like to see. So
What's the top amount of this grant?
What was the question? The topic of the grant?
Yeah, how much
Top
can you
amount.
apply for?
Oh,
Is there a cap on your application or not?
the estimated award maximum is $60,000.
we're only applying for 15, which gets us enough for a second visit. So we'd be 2 times a month, Children's Dental Services to come for the year,
How long will that last?
about a year. Which is what the grant period is. I mean, we have to spend it and report on the, correct?
Yep, so the project date is from March 1st, 2026 to February 28th, 2027.
And you need a approval to apply for the grant. I'll make a motion to allow them to apply for the grant.
Jordan, did you have more to say, or?
No, I just think it's, we always are looking for funding opportunities to make sure we can continue to have our mobile dental, come down on site. We're happy that Delta Dental provided us with funding, but in addition to that, we want to support it and have it come, multiple times a month because there's the need. And so when we reach out and can apply for grants like this, we're excited about that opportunity.
Is there any age restrictions or anything on who can participate in for that grant?
Not on this grant, I don't believe so, no. And there isn't really age restrictions on, the mobile dentistry coming to our site. The pilot program that we're doing with local providers is where there's age restrictions, but we're trying to
One
bring,
of them had something.
yep,
yeah.
yep, services to all residents, so.
And it was youth this
Is
year.
15,000 enough to cover that? then for a year?
15,000 gets us pretty far. It's what Delta Dental would provide us. Actually, when we came to you, Delta Dental, was gonna give us 10. And then I had a conversation and asked, 15 gets us a little farther, so they gave us 15, so we were excited about that. When we do the math, it does give us, one time per month, for a full year. So this will support a second time, and then we kind of just shift. We can get it twice, we get it twice, so.
I'll stand by my motion.
I'll second it.
yeah.
One other quick comment on this, this is supporting the mobile dentistry that shows up at our place, and so it's in conjunction with other work we're doing in dentistry. Yeah, we've been really pleased with how it's worked out. Literally hundreds of people have received dental care as a result of this effort.
So Bree, the grant that you're applying for, that's through state?
Yeah,
Where exactly is that coming from?
it's just the Minnesota Department of Health, so,
Okay, MDH grant?
yes, yep. And it's out of the Office of Rural Health Program. And I think it's important to know that there's no match requirement, because I know that often is a question, so
Good to know.
that's, yes, it's a good grant, because we don't have to match. I also have sat on the review board for this in years past, for 2 years now, and so I have a pretty good understanding of the expectations out of MDH and what they're looking for. So we have high hopes that our program will be seen the same way that the other ones are that I've reviewed in the past.
The thing with this too is it primarily covers the transportation for mobile dentistry to come from the Twin Cities. They're able to bill third parties, so we're not really purchasing dentistry, it's purchasing access. For us to have the mobile dentistry here, it's a cost to them, windshield time and time of their staff to be able to get here and back.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Number 2, consider setting a fee amount for a type 5 septic system.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I apologize for the late email yesterday, but I wanted to give you a little bit more information since I was out of the office last week. So we have septic fees to cover the standard systems that we permit every year. And this type 5 has come up now recently since we do have a few Amish community or Amish families moving in. And most of the systems that we do install in the county require electricity because everything is pumped now to a drain field. And that is something that isn't an option for them. And so these type 5 systems are considered experimental, and they do require advanced designers, reviewers, or intermediate or engineers to design them. And so it's been recommended to me then that you do have somebody that is also qualified to review them at that level. And mine is only currently basic. And so I've talked to both the company that has been doing this work for us on an as-needed basis, which is pretty minimal every year. And then also Fillmore County has I think 2 staff members that have been certified to do this work. And so I gave you those numbers, but there's quite a range there. So it was around $450 on the low end and $1,000 on the high end. With that though, some of the soils work can still be done in-house. So I would estimate that we would still have maybe $150 of our own staff time invested in this. So I think if I was to give you guys a recommendation, I would, on the low end, say at least a $600 fee, but I'm kind of open for.
What's Fillmore charge? I hate doing
They,
comparing to other counties, but
yeah, and what's hard to find, every county sets their fee schedule different. So Fillmore County charges their landowners $1,000 to do this work, and so they told me that they would charge us the same, because they didn't want to charge us less than what they would charge their own people to do the work here. So that's where the $1,000 is, and that's what our type 4 fee was based on as well. I guess if we had to compare this type 5 fee to something that we have already in place, it would be a type 4 system. But I also don't want to, like I said, we can use a contractor for this. That would be a little bit lower as well.
so if they would charge Houston County $1,000?
Yep.
That wouldn't go on the person that wants the septic system. This would be for services,
We would collect,
design the system.
nope, that's a separate fee. They deal with that privately. So we would collect that up front to do, so when we go out and do a septic work, the soils work is done ahead of collecting any fee, but it's considered in the fee. Then the designer will put together a design, and that comes to the county for review. And so that's then what one of these contractors, either Fillmore County or private, would do for us, is review that design. Sometimes there are operating permits to go along with them, so any kind of special conditions that need to be met and monitored, and then they would inspect the system as well as that's being installed.
So, I just got a question. Well, so we gotta design a permit for them without electricity, correct? Are they gonna use tanks then? Bodies or porta potties or toilets on top of tanks? Is that how that works?
Yeah, so the one that I do have on my desk currently is, like, the drain field is going to be the same as what anybody else would put in. Where the change is due to the lack of electricity is that they use a siphon tank, and you do need a certain amount of grade to make that work, which we should have here more so than some of the other counties. And it just is once that level gets high enough, then it'll siphon out similarly to a pump. But it's not, and I think they maybe are working at that at the state level to make that not an experimental practice, but right now that's considered an experimental system.
So then when their holding tank gets sold, like anybody else, they have to have somebody come in and pump it.
Yep.
So that's no different.
Right, yep.
Just how it gets to the drain field is different.
Yep.
So the pumping gets a drain field.
Right, there's no lift pump. I mean, it's just,
Have any flow to the drain
Yep.
field?
Yep, because you'll still collect solids in the pump.
right.
They have other options too. I think they've done kind of bark bed systems, but really I think anything that, from my understanding and discussions with contractors and stuff, any of those options are considered experimental at this point.
Can't they run a gas motor to run that pump?
I suppose. Keeping up on that, I guess, is probably
That's not
the issue.
really part of what we're doing. They
No.
can do whatever they want to on that end.
So the type 5 system isn't a state-approved system then? No?
It's considered an
Experimental?
experimental system because, yeah.
Didn't Fillmore County went through a lawsuit with this?
They did.
Yep, and they lost.
I guess I don't know the details of what,
Adhering to the state code for
Okay.
septic systems.
Okay.
Well, I think they've had plenty of trouble with them around, but
So
ultimately, they need to put something in.
they gotta put something in,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
So, and like I said, I had an application submitted. These all kind of came in recently. And when I got looking at what do we charge them, technically, we didn't have anything on the fee schedule. Like I said, the most similar fee that we have would be for a type 4. So I wasn't sure if I should just charge them $1,000, but then I did have time to get it in front of you guys. I decided to bring it to you.
I'm just worried
We'll
that
just
the
set a cost.
600 isn't gonna be enough.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Potentially, if we were to use Fillmore County as our contractor, we would be shorted there.
Yeah.
If we use this private contractor, though,
Like
said
GQ.
they have a lower, they have a lower rate, but I would still account for $150 in in-house staff time, so.
1,000. I think that's where we should be.
How many potentially of this type of system would we possibly have in the county?
In the past, I would say,
Zero.
well, we've had 0. Type 4s, we do maybe 0 to 2 a year. We have 5 of the, well, I would say 4 of these coming up.
We're gonna have more too.
I imagine.
I think we're gonna see a lot more of that.
Well, yeah, there's been letters sent out to people that own property from these people that they wanna buy.
Can they buy some, Spring Grove, we'll buy Spring Grove?
Well, I think $1,000, I think that's,
I'd make a motion to set the fee at $1,000.
Have you had any reports on how them gravity flows work? Have you heard anything, or
It,
do they work good so we don't get no troubles?
it sounds like it, yeah. That's not the only thing this would allow, but it sounds like that's
So this
what a lot of them use, and if you have the grade, which we should, that should work well.
I'll second your motion then.
motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? To set the fee at $1,000.
That's correct.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Okay,
Private contractor, that'd be like GQ.
That's who we've used in the past, yep.
Well, I think they charge 600, so I mean, we still gonna need a little extra for our work.
Yep.
number 3, consider approving a CUP for Cloud One Services to build a telecommunications tower and agricultural protection district in Mayville Township.
So the board met last month and reviewed 2 of these telecommunication towers. This first one in Mayville Township was actually a continuation from August hearings. So this one is located just north of Caledonia on Alan Barb Schmitz's property. There is another tower in close proximity to that. That is, that one is a 200-foot tower, and what's being proposed here is a 300-foot guide tower. There will be the option for 4 tenants, and the anchor tenant will be AT&T. That did get continued because there was a last-minute comment that came in from their competitor and cited that they didn't feel there was a need for this and that they could accommodate any of the needs of AT&T, who I believe is a tenant on that one currently. But since it was last minute, the applicant didn't have a chance to look that over and was open to continuing that hearing to look into that a little bit more. What ended up happening, and provide more information, but what ended up happening is after they reviewed the comment, they felt that some of the claims that were being made there didn't necessarily require that the information that the planning commission requested. And so they did submit just a comment or came back with a response in September. There was still quite a bit of discussion, I would say, on that. And the commenter who was present again in September, but ultimately the planning commission did recommend approval of that with just the 2 standard conditions. So I don't know if you have anything more to add, and I think we do have a representative here if you guys do have questions for the applicant.
Yeah, it was a rather lengthy discussion, but, the concern was that there's already a tower nearby, but how far is that? It's about a mile away, isn't it?
I should have looked that up. I was gonna say a quarter mile.
Quarter mile?
It would be on the intersection of 76 and
Right. And then the
44
Schmitz
there.
is halfway down from there, from,
Yep, up on the crest of the hill. Yep.
the guy from GSS explained that what they wanna do here, the extra height is gonna give them better coverage. And so, that's why they're proposing it. Plus, it's a different business model. Talked about, I mean, the comment from the other competitor, it's a competitive thing, so, he doesn't wanna lose his tower to other people either, so. But it was discussed and we felt that it'd be provided the need that they need to have better coverage, so.
Coverage is the biggest issue in this whole area.
It is, but, this is the first of 9 to come here.
Yeah, this is a broader,
There's gonna be 9 of them gonna be applied for.
yeah.
And I noticed, like, Fillmore County has in their ordinance a 500-foot separation.
Yeah, and they require it to be a 9-guide tower too, I believe.
What?
Like a monopole structure, so there aren't the anchors,
Oh,
the guy
Okay.
anchors there.
is that
We have
some- is that some-
limited requirements in our ordinance.
Is that something we should be considering, or?
I guess that's up to you guys.
Does this benefit the residents of Houston County?
Yes, and it should help one of the items that they've cited is that it'll help emergency response for those underserved areas.
Yeah, there's still real spotty areas.
Oh, I know. I 100% know. I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Any further discussion? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Number, Bob,
Robert.
number 4, consider approving the CUP for Cloud One Services LLC to build a telecommunications tower and egg production district in Wilmington Township.
I don't know about this one though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Told you.
So this is, was the second one we heard last month. Everything, everything is, as far as like the structural and technical components of it, I believe are very similar. It's located in Wilmington Township. There is not another tower within close proximity. And it's much more of a rural area, so even the, just neighboring dwellings are less. There really was no comment, or no comment from the public, and kind of just similar discussions to the previous one. But ultimately, the planning commission did recommend approval of this one as well, with the same 2 condition, or just our standard conditions, as are always on there.
Waiting on you, Gov. Waiting on you, Gov.
I can't make a motion.
No, he's gonna have to abstain on that.
Gotta sustain.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? So,
Again, another area where we have really bad service.
that's a bad spot there too, yep. Like, it was brought up by a planning commission member after the meeting, I don't know why he didn't say it before, but in case of this falling over,
Oh,
are we
yeah.
taking into consideration?
Safety, danger.
The gentleman in the back.
Yep. Go ahead.
You can, they have accounted for that, and I will let him explain that, the technical aspects of that.
My name is Sean Hempstead. I'm the Director of Site Development for GSS, so I'm
Oh, okay.
Mike's boss was here. So what we do is we design the tower to fall at 40% of the tower height. So the tower's gonna be designed with, this is gonna be kind of contradictory, with faults. So that when it breaks,
it'll break.
when the wind hits a certain speed, it will be designed to fall at 120 feet. The closest residence on this one, I believe, is 200 feet away, if I remember his notes correctly. So that's the property on the house on the same property.
That'd be your place, right?
Yep. And the nearest property line, I believe, is like 300 feet away, if I remember right.
Why didn't you just come on and say it was your place?
But
So that makes sense that they were designed to fall shorter than what their
Correct.
length.
And, you know, that's one of the luxuries of having a guy tower. It can be designed to fall like that. For the taller tower, it can be designed to actually collapse upon itself much easier than either a self-support or as,
Amelia?
county where Mike is at this morning, where the self-support and monopole towers, they're a little harder to design that way. And they are limited on height. Monopoles typically don't go over 200 feet. And self-supports, you go above 250, and the costs start skyrocketing on both the steel and the concrete foundations. So the guy towers are a good mix of that. They do take up a lot more footprint, so to speak, but the way Cloud One is designing them, and most of the tower companies today, 2 or 3 of our clients are now doing this, what they call short guide, where they bring the guy wires in a little bit. They have to over-design the steel a little bit more, but it actually takes up much less footprint, and they're less visual, you know, takes up less of the farmland.
So that's what this is? Okay. All right. Thank you. No other discussion? We'll vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
16?
Okay. Number 5, consider approving a CUP for Tim and Gwen Nelson to build a dwelling on less than 40 acres in the Ag Protection District in Yucatan Township.
So this is one of our, just a standard non-farm dwelling request. This location is a 6-acre parcel that is, he does own some other acreage in that area, but it's separated by County 13. And like I said, it meets all the performance standards that are required in the ordinance, but they will actually be moving, what's sort of unique about it is that they will be moving an older house off of another location down in the valley up onto this site. So it sounds like it will be quite a process. But they have done some preliminary septic work, and with that, the Planning Commission recommended approval with just the 2 conditions again. I will say, I think they're still in the process of working with the Highway Department to get that approved. I'm not sure if that's been finalized, but they have been in discussions with Brian.
It's a good location for the house. It's in a corner of a property where it's wooded and, you know, like you said, separated by County 13.
And you guys approved it?
Yeah, we approved it. Yep. It's coming from John Deere Road down in Yucatan. Gonna come up Mooly Cooley Road. From what I understood, it's a beautiful old home it'd be a terrible, it'll tear it down, and so they wanted to save it and move it, so. I just put an unofficial condition on to, document it and post it on Facebook or something, so you can see it all. I know. Fillmore County Fillmore County Journal did a thing about moving a house, so it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve that CUP. It sounds like it's a good deal. And you guys all agreed to it,
Yep.
Planning Commission?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia.
Thanks, Amelia.
Number 6, consider adopting resolution 25-35 priorities bridge replacement list. Brian.
Good morning, Commissioners. So we have a resolution here to approve a bridge replacement priority list. This is something that we used to do every year, although we haven't been replacing as many bridges, so we didn't need to do this last year. So this is essentially an update from the resolution that was approved 2 years ago. The one change or the one addition onto this list is West Beaver Road. I've been working with Black Hammer Township. There's a structure that used to be an 18-foot bridge on the roadway. It was replaced with a smaller pipe that was not considered a bridge. It was under 10 foot in length. They've been having issues with that as far as capacity. being able to handle the water that's draining through that area. So I've been working with the township and MnDOT, and everyone's kind of in a concurrence to replace the existing smaller structure with a new bridge structure. So it'll be a new 10x6 box culvert. So that's a new addition. That's the very top one on that list. So the old bridge number, there is no old bridge number because it hasn't been a bridge now for the last 25, 30 years. So otherwise, the rest of it has been on the list. We've just changed the years for projected construction year based on the condition of the current structures.
All within the next 3 years.
That'll be the quickest if the condition of the bridges, if the rating is too high to get state funding to pay for it, we'll just keep pushing those back. So, we're not gonna replace them unless they're eligible for state aid bridge money.
And that's the one that's flooding out the Wise's land.
Yes.
Would improve that too, probably.
Yeah, so that one on West Beaver Road, we're hoping to get that done, designed up this summer, or this winter, get it approved, and actually build it next year if all goes as planned, if we can get funding that quick.
That'll make them happy.
Yes.
Typically, there's no issue on the funding part of it.
No, usually what it is we just need to wait. So if, the state legislature will allocate some bonding money toward local bridges, and then there's also the town bridge account and our state aid bridge account, depending on what type of roadway it's on. If you can't get it funded using our own state aid accounts, if we wait long enough, we can get bonding money. But sometimes it might be waiting 2 or 3 years. A lot of times if it's within that first year when everything's ready. So it's just kind of getting it on the shelf and then waiting for the funding to show up.
Make a motion to approve the bridge list.
Is there a second?
So move.
So these are the last 4 bridges that are gonna have to be addressed?
These are the only one, yeah, so essentially the 3 bridges that have numbers, all those conditions are a little bit above what's eligible for replacement at this time.
But we're in good shape.
We are in very good shape.
Cause I remember being on the township back in early 90s.
Don't date yourself.
Well, I'm
He was
old.
only 10.
Right. But we had a lot of bad bridges in the townships, and I think you've done a good job of getting us all cleaned up and fixed and getting the money to do it. And the state kicked in and went after it too, especially after the bridge collapse, so it's a good deal.
We got nothing delinquent now, do we? Everything's up to snuff?
Yeah, so after this year, we'll have the Fishing Bridge. It's over in the historic bridge off the end of Gilbertson Road. That's posted at 5 ton, maybe 4 ton. But that one essentially is used for snowmobiles. It's, there's only one property beyond that. It's not actively used by vehicles every day. That is the only one that's really deficient at this time.
Great job.
Okay, no other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Number 7, consider adopting resolution number 2536, final acceptance of the 2025-06 contract number 340 with Scott Construction for bituminous seal coat, total cost of $506,558.62.
Yes, so this is the seal coat project that took place on County 13 and County 4. Original contract, $495,553.22. The work approved or work certified is $506,558.62. So it's about 11,000 over the estimate. This is, or over the awarded amount. This is very common on seal coat. This is the one type of project that we usually overrun, and what that is the oil. So when we bid it out, we try to keep the amount of oil projected to be used on the project at a minimum. And then once you put the oil down and you start putting the pea gravel on the roadway, or the the chips on the roadway and stuff. Then you start seeing how much oil is absorbed into that rock and into the existing pavement, and then you might need to add a little bit more oil. So, so very common with the amount of it. Overall, I think the contractor did a very good job with the seal coat itself. We did have a little issues with the striping on County 13.
Little.
There were some issues with the striping
There's
on
a
County
big
13.
issue, yeah.
We had them, the contractor go out there and fix the worst areas. Generally, when you seal coat a roadway with that fog seal, you're gonna lose 50 to 70% of the paint in the first year. So we had to, looking at the contract and how the specs are written, essentially it's all or nothing on the paint. Either you pay them or you don't. And the part that you don't pay them, you can have them go out there and fix it. To fix it, essentially, you either need to blast the paint off, you paint over the paint with a black paint, then you paint your new line. Whatever you do, it's not as good as having just had original painting at the right spot. So in this case, what we did is we fixed the worst areas. The rest of it, we'll be losing that 50 to 70% of the paint over the winter, and then when it gets restriped in 2026, then we'll make sure that the stripes are exactly where we want them. So
the striping company blamed Scott because of where they put the tags in the center line. No?
No, I think a lot more of the issue is whoever was doing it, they just weren't real smooth around corners. And then there were some.
All I can say is that I hope the deputies take that in mind when they follow somebody and you're all over the road.
Following the line.
Hey, I'm just following the lines,
Great.
You ought to see it.
It's not as bad as what it was originally. I mean, originally there was some areas where the one lane was down to 8.5 feet, and the one corner, the center stripe was.
I got
2
more
feet off
calls
the-
on that deal than,
Yeah.
yeah. We're wondering who, was the guy drunk when he painted that or what?
That is 100% hold my beer and watch this. If that's what you're thinking. Maybe he was new at it.
So is there something that we can in the future on these contracts to hold them to a better account, because otherwise we don't have nothing?
We could write a special condition in there that allows us to put some percentage reduction in there based on the striping rather than all or nothing and making them redo stuff. So
It's a good idea.
the standard specs don't have that in there, but it is something that we can do in the future.
So they're correcting their error?
Yes.
No.
Right?
So
Or
the
not?
the
They
word.
corrected the worst parts. I mean, it was really bad. I mean, and so you painted them black and made them fix a couple of spots, wasn't it?
Yep, so the worst areas that the center line was way off from where it was supposed to be, or, in the one area, like I said, the lane was pinched down to essentially 8.5 feet. We had them paint over that line with black paint, and then they striped, the new yellow paint and white, I guess, on the fog lens too at the correct location. So that was done and corrected. And then as you go around the curves on the roadways, some of them just aren't real uniform,
gradual or-
it's kind of more of a, little,
So can something be in the agreement that's a bit more objective rather than meets our
On the
satisfaction?
corners, the straights are
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, so in the future, we will have, we can put some additional language in there. It's
I
pretty
would,
easy to write it in.
because otherwise it's like subject to, it's more subjective as far as it doesn't look good, but it's like if this is an error and it's, like what you're describing, they should be able to fix that.
Lesson learned.
Well, hopefully it's not gonna happen every time.
Right, no. Well, it hasn't really.
No, I mean,
That's the first time we had an issue with it.
it was the same crew that went over to County 4, and they did a great job with striping that. So I don't know if it's a different person operating the machine, or if it was just, their markers on the roadway that got off, whatever it was.
It'd just be nice if we could put that in there, that they need to deal with it.
Yes.
Food for thought for next time.
All right, do we have a motion to accept the resolution?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign.
One more thing before we move on, can I give you a quick update on the airport T-hanger project?
Sure.
So we had a pre-construction meeting for that project yesterday. We've been waiting and trying to get it set up for the last few months. Haven't got it set up because they've been waiting on the building structure itself to be, get a delivery date. So the plan is to start work out there in the next couple weeks, digging the hole, getting the building flooring down and, footings and flooring and stuff. Get that done sometime by the middle of November. The building structure itself is supposed to show up late January through late February. And then as soon as the weather allows, whether it's in the winter or in the spring, they can start erecting the building shell. And they're telling us at this point that it'll be done by 4th of July. They're hoping it's gonna be a little bit quicker, but it's gonna depend on the weather come winter. So at this point, it's not looking like they're gonna get the building in time to get that started before the snow flies, before the weather gets too bad this winter. So we'll see if the weather allows them to start putting the building up in January, February, they will. But
You updated the committee, Brian?
so we haven't met with that. We've been waiting on finding out what happened at the pre-con meeting yesterday to set up a committee meeting to fill them in on that. And then we also have a letter that is gonna get sent out to all the hangar owners, so that way they're all aware of it. Letter was drafted up, I updated it yesterday and got it over to Sheila, start getting all the envelopes set up and stuff to get mailed out, so.
Gov and I know when you wanna meet.
Yep.
Courtesy car coming.
Courtesy car, we still don't have an agreement in place with Caledonia, so I will reach back out to the attorney's office. Last I heard it was in Caledonia's hands, but I will check on that.
I haven't heard that, so hopefully if it is, let me know, shoot me an email, so then I can talk to Jake about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Brian, would you mind just giving the board a brief update on Brownsville and Holcus projects we're meeting on?
Sure. Yeah, so last Wednesday, met with the city of Brownsville, and Commissioner Schultz was there to talk about the intersection of Trunk Highway 26 and Houston County 3. So that intersection where it comes together, you have the state highway, you have county leg that comes in at a skew along with two city streets. We had a consultant that drafted up 3 different options. Those options got passed through, reviewed by MnDOT. MnDOT has about a dozen plus staff that review stuff. They came up with 3 options. All those options end up being between $3.5 to $5 million. The city of Brownsville said, you know what, that's awfully a lot of money. Why are we spending, money on a redesign of this intersection when that doesn't really fix their main concerns or issues with traffic speed and stuff. So I met with one of MnDOT's traffic engineering staff in Brownsville, actually a couple of them in Brownsville here a couple weeks ago. We came up with another option at a much lower cost, essentially an option 4 at about a $500,000 project that might be acceptable to MnDOT, where essentially we disconnect our County 3 from the 2 city streets. They each connect into the trunk highway. So there's 2 connections onto the trunk highway instead of 1. But we can solve the skew issue, keep traffic turning off County 3 onto the state highway right by the gas station, so there's less impact to the community. Hopefully won't have any impacts, or any impacts we do have would be a benefit, not a negative to the businesses there in the town at a much lower cost. So ultimately, we got through that meeting. The city said, yeah, let's pursue that farther. So I'm going to be meeting with our consultant on Friday, try to figure out what that's going to cost to finish up preliminary design, and then also pass stuff through MnDOT to see if MnDOT can fund some more on that project. So that'll help get people, when they turn off Trunk Highway 26, that they have to slow down to make the turn off the highway instead of turning off the highway essentially into like an on-ramp. So the other issue the city brought up, they would like to see traffic slowed down on Trunk Highway 26. MnDOT is not in favor of reducing the speed limit on Trunk Highway 26. They pretty much told the city that speed limit is gonna remain what it is at either 55 or 60 because, the state legislature and MnDOT's traffic engineering has already determined that that roadway is eligible for a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit when it's posted, but at this time it's at 55. So the third issue with that would be looking at what can be done to reduce speed of traffic in town within city of Brownsville, and the best solution there that we discussed is to put up the dynamic speed display signs, so the signs that'll show what speed you're traveling as you're going through town. I know Caledonia has several of them. Hoka has, there's one up on the north end of La Crescent. Heights and most of the communities have it around here. I've been working with Bree. Looks like she should be able to get funding to pay for 90% of one sign that we can help out to put up in Brownsville. And Brownsville's looking at buying 2 signs, one to put up on County 3 when you turn off 26 by the gas station area, and then the second sign on County 18 when you come in from the Hoka direction into Brownsville. So they're looking at doing that to at least kind of draw attention to the speed of traffic as you come to town. So good meeting. I think hopefully made some progress on stuff. And then for City of Hoka, going to be meeting with City of Hoka tonight with Commissioner Schultz and Commissioner Johnson to talk about, there's an area on County 18 within the City of Hoka by their library that there was a sinkhole that formed in the roadway, and doing some analysis and video logs of the pipe and stuff. The pipe underneath the roadway is in bad shape, but the area where the failure happened on the road surface, we found that there's orange conduit that was bored through the culvert or through the storm sewer. So that conduit has, we believe, the gas line that goes from the library over to the propane tank that serves the library. So that was a gas line that's put in for specifically by Hoka or by their contractor for the city. So we're gonna go there and essentially tell the city that we believe that it is their issue to fix the roadway. The pipe has some damage too. That pipe should be repaired, and then talk about long-term repairs of that storm sewer. Ultimately, we feel that it is city's responsibility to maintain that pipe and to do the repairs. So Hoka, up until this point, has been unwilling to work with the county a whole lot. They're saying this isn't our issue, this is between the county and MnDOT. Now we have some video log, and I have some pictures printed off from the inside of that pipe that shows that it's their line that drilled through the pipe that has the hole in the roadway. So we'll work with the city on that and see how that, where that goes. So all kinds of things happening right now. So
How long ago would that have been done?
about 15 years ago. So
Would lead to the deterioration
Yeah.
that we have.
Water eventually finds its way through.
yeah.
And created, there had to have been something that created that sinkhole in the middle of the road there, and that's what it was.
Yeah, so, and the pipe it's, none of it's in great shape, but there's definitely about a 40-foot section, maybe 50-foot section that's in much worse shape than the rest of it, and it's all right by where that line bored through. It probably pushed the pipe as it did it, maybe separate some joints, so then water's getting in, material's getting in differently, along with this big hole in the pipe. And if you really want pictures, I can send pictures on to you, but
Like a major overhaul.
I will be making copies and giving pictures to the city tonight, so.
Good investigation.
Glad I'm not in that meeting.
Let B. Yeah, the B Bridge, they have the deck poured. I don't know, I don't think that they got the bridge railing poured yesterday, but they were gonna get the bridge railing poured here. If it wasn't poured yesterday, it'd be poured in the next couple days, I think. And then it's, we're probably, 3 weeks away from being hopefully complete on that job. So, coming along.
I had somebody ask me about that driveway coming down through Sheldon there by the Sportsman's Club. Got a new driveway put in there? You got a permit for that?
Yes,
What is that building gonna be there?
just a storage shed.
Shed?
Yep. Yeah, I know Amelia permitted it, I think it's like a 26 by 60, is that right? Yeah,
I saw it last night when I was down there, so.
Is it out of the floodplain?
yeah, we talked to that a little bit, and, yeah, it's out of the floodplain mapping.
It is out of FEMA floodplain. They were supposed to shoot elevations to
Okay. All right.
Yep, and then with the new driveway, they're putting a new driveway that's just uphill from the box cover we put in earlier this year. And then the driveway on the other end of the field, they're gonna be taking out, because they don't need to have two access into that little area. And they actually have better sight distance down at the new driveway locations, so.
All right. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, number 8, consider approving the 2025-2027 labor agreement between the County of Houston County and Law Enforcement Labor Union Local 577, Chief Deputy.
Good morning. So this.
One-person union, right?
One-person union, yep. This is our last union contract that needs to be approved. This would just go retroactive from January 2025 to 2027. Yeah, so this is the last one for the chief deputy.
And so he accepted our last proposal, I assume?
He did, yep,
No changes?
no changes.
I'll make a motion to approve it then.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right.
Alrighty,
Good work.
All your hard work.
Yeah,
on the-
thank
Good
you.
work, Brent.
We'll take 2026 off and start 2027.
Plan for 20, yeah.
You know, you're not getting 26 off, so start planning 26.
Thank you.
All right, number 9, consider reviewing and approving payments. Any questions on those?
None.
Carol, did you want to highlight anything?
It's just, you know, our usual payments, and then, of course, we have the auditor's claims because we didn't have a meeting for a while, and there are certain things that needed to be paid in between, so that's why you get those double lists, and we're getting more into being questioned by the auditors about some of the bills that we paid that weren't within the $35 or 35-day payment period that were required, so we're really keeping an eye on that, because technically, if we don't pay them within that amount of time, we're supposed to add interest and pay.
We did talk about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. So I'll make a motion to approve.
There's it, okay. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. All right, we'll move on to discussion. First item is to set the TNT date.
Okay, so, you know, we're trying to get through the tax calculation, the tax capacity calculation, have a few items that are being updated. We have set the mailing date for the TNT notices at November 17th. So we would like to, you know, make sure that the taxpayers have their TNT notice before we have the TNT meeting, because,
Send the meetings on the 17th.
well, so who is going to AMC?
Oh, that's right. That's up in St. Paul.
Right, that is actually
What's the date on that one, the
7th
7th?
through the 10th,
Yep.
It's December,
November.
December.
November.
So can we do it the 1st or not? No, I suppose that's not enough time.
Well, I would prefer to do it on the 2nd, so that we have time to look at things
A Wednesday
between
night?
then and when we actually have to set the
That's a
levy, because we have
Tuesday,
to,
right?
there,
The second?
December
Oh,
30th,
I'm sorry,
there's
I'm
not a
on
meeting,
26th.
so we need to set our levy by the 23rd. So having it on the 2nd would probably be the best time to have
Second of
it.
November?
2nd of December.
Oh, we're in December.
That works for me.
December.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's,
When is the thing in the cities? Is that the 9th?
Yeah, the
That's
next
the
week,
7th
December?
through the
7th through the
10th.
10th.
So,
But last year, not everyone stayed for the Wednesday portion, so we actually did have it that Tuesday night. But for me, I think the recommendation would be to have it on December 2nd.
I agree.
I agree.
sounds good.
We'll just cross our fingers that the post office
Yeah,
cooperates.
they mailed out by the 17th of November.
They
In
should,
here? In here.
Time?
What time?
6 PM.
Well, that was easy.
And this is strictly to discuss budget,
Budget.
not,
Most of the people who come are questioning their values. And Luke and his staff is generally here and they address those issues separately.
all right.
All right. We have a few other things going on. I've been in contact with MCIT regarding a liability claim that was filed with the district court. Just looking at some different departmental items right at the moment. I don't know that I need to say more about that right now.
Okay,
Find out from MCIT.
all right. Anything else?
Oh, you got your postcard regarding from the DOT.
Oh, the roundabout resurfacing project on 44?
We had,
Is that that's in-person meeting?
yes, at the city.
Yep, at the city auditorium.
Yes.
And I guess I could say we did also have, the board approved, an EDA loan for Root River Market last year. Yes. But they just got
Just got it put in.
just got put in, so we just are processing that payment.
Yep. They were really appreciative. That worked out good. And they can't get locked in on this one, so.
Oh, is that the
It's a
problem?
safety feature, yeah, yeah.
They could get locked in?
Yeah, the old one, yeah.
Oh,
That's
never
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah, big upgrades.
They won't be able
That's good.
Okay,
City already took a big pile of money, so.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, unfortunately, but it does open up Warrior Avenue, which is nice.
Got that done.
Yes. Right by the high school off the
So
77.
we had a request from Hiawatha Valley Mental Health Center wondering if 5 to 6 of their employees could utilize our parking lot. Because they don't want them parking on the street so that it's available for clients.
Who doesn't want them
they,
parking on
they
the
probably
street?
already are, aren't they?
Well,
Some of them may be on the. on
they
the
do,
west
they
side.
park on the west side, that front row. And the one from the Argus parks on this side of it. But he did officially ask, so if we were to give them permission, it would be to park in this lot over here, not take up the spaces over there.
Do we have signs that say,
Houston County parking,
Only parking
when
only.
you drive in the lot,
okay, it says Houston County parking, okay, I'm a resident of Houston County. So does that mean I can park there?
well, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if there's not a sign that says you can't park here or 2-hour parking only, how are you gonna stop them from?
While you're doing business at
Yeah,
the,
the sign should have said Houston County
Business?
parking.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Right.
it's a sticky one, because we don't have a sign specifically saying for business only in Houston County. It's just Houston
Well, we
County.
can change that,
For sure you can, but
so.
right now, you couldn't stop them. It's nice that they asked.
Yeah, I think Eric just wanted to formalize that. And also encouraging his staff not to park on the street. And in my discussion with him, I said, we wouldn't want them on the west lot. Because that's typically, we try to keep those spaces open for customers.
Or DMV,
Yeah.
So why don't they want them to park on the street anymore?
Just that it also is for businesses and for people accessing the Hiawatha
Their
services.
clients,
Snow blowing.
so they don't have to park over, block away and
I'm
walk.
sorry, say again?
We don't incur any additional liability by them officially asking us and us officially granting.
Not that I'm aware of.
They're already parking there
Not that I'm
anyways. And I
aware of.
see Kurt's point of, it is a county lot, so. County businesses in
not
here. It does
specifying,
take some of
yeah.
our parking. Do we pay over there at the Meyer Building to the Quillens?
No, we reached out to them years ago to try and come up with a formal agreement, and they didn't want to have a formal agreement.
That's what I thought.
So we have this kind of gentleman's agreement. We stay toward the highway and toward the, I don't know what street that is that comes out there, and not in their main area. So that's what we communicate to our staff. I think a similar thing with this, Eric would communicate with his staff, look, you need to be over here. Don't park in the lot, don't park on the streets.
So they're susceptible to going
Yeah.
where you want them to.
That's fine.
I mean, I don't know that our parking lot is ever overflowing, except maybe when there's, I don't know,
Trial, yeah.
that.
Couple
And
times.
if you look in this parking lot over here, there are spaces available all the time. That's west.
This is west.
One?
That's not west.
So this is the one we're talking about.
We're talking about the south lot.
Look out the window, yep, oops,
Yeah.
sorry.
The only problem with,
Would you look at that? That's definitely not west.
Oh, dear.
the problem that we'd have is that, you know, employees here have a certain spot that they kind of park in. And
long
if
as they-
those people start parking in it, it might cause a problem.
In the truck row.
Third one down on that far side, I will have it towed.
The corner one
It's just
over
like-
there is
What
mine.
are their
It is
hours?
just like
What are
church.
their hours?
You
Are
go
they
in and when
there
somebody's
all
sitting
day,
in
every
your
day?
spot at church, you throw it. I love watching people throw temper tantrums. Why are they sitting in our spot?
So that
I love
one
it.
at the Meyer building there, we're still paying a lease to,
Yeah, we have because the city requires us
I'm
to
working
have-
on that to get rid of that.
Yeah, the city requires us because it's an office building and there's so many workers there that we have so many spots available.
do we utilize it at all?
No one ever parks there.
It's
and
not
actually,
plowed. They have a food truck there sometimes.
I just
in the
noticed
summer.
that the Houston County parking sign is gone. So I will be contacting Rogish and, you know, we have the 10-year contract and we have to pay it because that's what the city requires us to
How
have.
much do we pay a year? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then, but he has a food truck in it now, once in a while?
Periodically.
Food truck,
Every
but
day,
I
pretty much.
pulled up the actual contract and it says that he is providing 27 spaces.
Wow.
So maybe
Was
he.
it that many?
So is that new
That's what the
business that moved
contract
in there?
said.
So you gotta pay 1,500 or?
The boat
Business
place?
that moved in there, that boat
The
repair?
boat and RV,
No, I'm sure they're not paying a lease.
they are definitely parked, if that's the case, they're definitely parked in Houston County parking spots.
So I was just gonna have a conversation with Mike regarding,
I will get back to
We
you
need to
this
have
afternoon. I'll
available.
talk to Jake when I get done with this.
yeah, and, you know, maybe we should approach the city, but
Well,
if
you
that's
can-
their ordinance.
You're gonna have to change your ordinance.
They 100% can make an exception for one building.
They can, huh?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, it would be a
It's
variance.
just like a CUP or a variance.
Variance.
Anything can be happening.
Okay, well, good luck with that. I hope it happens.
Thank you, I appreciate your help.
Because, well, even like Hiawatha Valley, I mean, they have a certain
Yeah.
number, so they should be providing some parking, so they're looking to us to provide that parking.
He didn't say that he was being pushed by the city. I think it was more, he was looking at wanting to keep city streets clean, or clear.
In the wintertime, it is nice.
How much of that building do they utilize?
Quite a bit, and they're actually expanding now, so when you look at it from the street, there's the clinic door, there's another door that has vacant space, it's a long, narrow space, and then the Argist. They're developing that center space for peer support network things so that they can have kind of come and go kinds of access there without disrupting therapy that's going on in the clinic space.
So there wouldn't be room in there for public health?
No. Not in that. I
went over and looked at it too.
There's room in the back that's kind of a warehouse kind of place.
There's not enough room for it.
Yeah, I haven't
It's just
walked
not
through
enough.
it, but it doesn't look to be enough room there. I know I think he's reached out, right?
Yeah, he had me come over and look at it. We would be downsizing, not expanding.
Well, but we'd be on campus, it'd be right close by, so. It'd be one of the pros of the idea.
Wouldn't there be costs for remodeling or making that office space though, if it's a kind of a open area?
Yep.
What I had heard is he'd build to suit and then we lease it.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't spoken to me, so I don't know firsthand.
Okay.
Then there's also the parking issue.
Oh, well, we have parking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a parking lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we did kind of
I'll reach out to
suggest
him.
maybe talking to merchants about theirs, but they,
He had reached out to merchants and they were not willing to provide spaces in their lot.
Really? Cause it
lot
sits
seemed-
empty all the time.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that as well, but I didn't have any conversation with merchants, but Eric had, and I think that was where he went first, then he came to us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And their hours are different. They're not open every day, all
At
day.
Hiawatha. Currently, they're open 4 days a week, Fridays
Right.
off. That's what it is now. We are always looking to try and expand those services locally.
Board updates. Last week, we all were at the township officers meeting. That was a pretty good meeting. Had a good meal. I brought up the fact that we're looking at changing the elected positions of the recorder and the auditor treasurer to make them appointed. And I just put out a reminder to everybody about that, and that we'll probably be having another public hearing on that soon to do something on that, so.
So far, there really hasn't been a lot of feedback, has there?
I haven't got hardly anything, so I don't think
Nobody said.
if people are paying attention, but they probably don't care. I don't know.
The comments that I've received about that are really about the term. That it's a term if it's elected, and otherwise someone could have that position for 30 years. And so that was the only thing that I've heard about it, that someone had a concern that if it's an appointed position, they could be, if there's not a term on it, it could be appointed for an indefinite period of time, which can be good, but not always desirable. So that's something to
So
consider.
were they looking at maybe wanting it, having a review period or something? or-
Yes.
Well, the appointed position would be done every 4 years, wouldn't it? Or no?
Well, I think
I mean, that's
something that
the
we
way
need to
it
talk
is
about.
done with with
Yeah.
Brian's position and who else is it? Oh, the VA officer.
Yeah, this was
The
just.
surveyor isn't, for some reason, the surveyor is not an appointed position. But I assume it's every 4 years. Wouldn't that be right, Brent, or not?
Yeah. So I think that's just a clarification publicly that, we'd want to make.
And just to be known that, other counties that do this, like Fillmore County has an appointed position, but they're not union either, so. And then I always bring up this union paragraph that's got in there from 2012 that it got changed to take away, say it, shall be appointed instead of, like forcing our hand, but that can be dealt with through documentation and stuff too.
Contract.
I guess you also have to look at the fact that typically when somebody gets elected, they're elected until they don't want to be anymore.
Well, they're elected by the people. If there's an issue, if there's an issue with an auditor, treasurer, or the recorder, people are getting fed up with the issue, they'll vote them out. That's how it should work.
If there's somebody filed against them.
Right.
Yeah, I think those two positions,
Cindy and Kurt, neither one had opposition. You know, so it kind of shows you how elected positions are.
So we're gonna appoint county commissioners now.
well, that went right down the rabbit hole.
It's just more of a, you know, how it's going down the road.
You know, if you look at those two positions, somebody just off the street coming in there, how long does it take to become really efficient at the position? And then all of a sudden now you gotta worry about running. Shouldn't we be worrying about running things properly than if I gotta go out and campaign for my position? I just think it's a position that shouldn't be campaigned for. You wanna have somebody that's in there that does a great job, professional, and understands how to do it.
Well, and you gotta get along with the people too, so.
Right, you gotta be a people person. I mean,
And that's the idea of campaigning for it. You know, maybe I'm an idealist, but I always like to think that people that pay attention, they'll vote for the person who's qualified for the job. And it's been working fairly good. So it just now it's to the point where now we're not, you know, like you say, only one applies or there's no applicant or nobody files or whatever. But
They can still stay in that position if they apply for it.
for sure.
Yeah, or reviews.
That's where it just would be nice to get the word out a little bit, maybe with the media, so when we have the, public hearings that we can.
And that's why I tried to remind the township people there that night that, you know, this is being discussed and thought of, you know, we're looking at doing it. And
How much can you do though? I mean,
yeah.
we're doing, we're telling people and everything.
Can't lead a horse.
No, I mean, you can't lead the horse to make a drink once you get it there.
Right.
I believe it's, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it
From
drink.
west.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you had to bring that up.
We had our extension, meeting last Thursday canceled. It was canceled because it just wasn't working for people to come, so we decided to cancel it. Other than that, I've been busy in the field, so I didn't have much business going on. We're having a meeting tonight at Hoka, so I can't think of anything else right now. It's off of my head, but, we'll move to Commissioner Wright.
Let's see, I had a meeting, since our last meeting, I had, spent time with Bluff Country HRA. Not a lot of updates there from last time. Also, I talked to, an individual from Southeast Minnesota Area Agency on Aging, from Rochester, and they have several counties that they work with in our area. Just looking on domains of livability, a lot of it is planning with seniors, planning for aging in place facilities. They work with ARP. I'll bring you more information as I receive it from the individuals. They were looking for people in the local communities to form like committees and talk about a lot of the things that are needed, like La Crescent has Neighbors in Action, so they partner with them, or to just see what's also available in the area, in the different communities that we have in Houston County, because Houston County hasn't really participated in this directly. The Fillmore, Freeborn, Olmsted counties are involved, and also some cities like Northfield, Pine Island, Wabasha, Kellogg are involved in it. So it was just kind of interesting because they do have a lot of good input from these groups that are formed. So I'll give you that information as we get it. And then also last week, I had a collaborative meeting with the area schools as they got started, which is interesting because there's new superintendents. There's always some change over with the first part of the school year. So that was a good meeting as well to discuss partnering with some of the different groups, especially with the mental health agencies in the area and kind of type crisis and stress intervention with students. So that's all that I have to share.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Zender?
ECB is next Monday. This Wednesday is safety. And Region 9 is the last Monday. Looking forward to all three of them to see what's new.
In Winona.
Yes, and starts at 8 to 12?
I think so, yep.
8 to 12, and it was at the
Riverport?
River, whatever thing
Yep.
it said, yeah. That's all I got.
Commissioner Schultz?
Brian kinda highlighted my two big ones, so other than that, I haven't really had anybody complaining on anything, so that's good.
That's good. Commissioner Mary?
Township meeting the other night, not much last week, pretty quiet. That's about all I got.
I would request that for our board meetings from now on, we have the food that we had at the township meeting. I'd like to see that happen.
Rosie's, you'd wanna,
I'd like to see that happen.
It's a lot.
it's always a good meal.
You can make it on a smaller scale for us.
Yeah, true.
And you all are invited to eat too, I mean,
Buffet.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, just what I need.
I don't know east and west, he's sure is pretty invitable.
Any
I like
closing,
food.
any closing public comment?
I have one really quick announcement. So this Thursday, the BCC is having an 8-year celebration in Rushford. We're gonna hear from, students, businesses, EDAs, some school principals, many stakeholders who have participated over the years. It's free to attend. You are welcome to join. We have space available. We have food being donated. It's not Rosie's, but it will have a snack. And so this is our media kit that my colleague Katrina put together. She did an awesome job on it. So if you're not able to attend, you can review this. But we're expecting to get pretty good media coverage on the event too. So that's the big EDA event coming up this week.
It's Thursday, right?
Yes.
You wanna touch on your last event?
Sure. So we had our annual CTE event that takes place at the Caledonia High School for the BCC, and we had a great year. We hear from businesses that they think it gets better and better every year. The students came very prepared. We had about 700 students and I think 43 businesses. So it was our biggest turnout yet. So yeah, we thought that was a very successful event.
You did a great job.
Thank you. I saw you there and I was gonna say hello, but I didn't.
I wanted around
Too quick.
some of the stuff there, the interaction with the, I would like to point out Caledonia Ambulance to start with. They had 3 attendants working it. And it was the interaction they were having with the kids, and I stood back and watched, that was unbelievable. I mean, from innovating to, Lucas, I mean, they put on a great little program for those kids. And then the 2 interactive, simulator trailers were absolutely impressive. Egg simulator, I think one of them was a combine,
Yep.
and one was a tractor, I believe, and it was the line of kids. I mean, it was just the whole thing. The bricklaying, automated, and all the different programs that were out there. It was just really awesome to see this event, and it's just gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
I know I talked to a lot of kids from a lot of different schools. I was there, and they just loved it.
It's really fun because the businesses almost get competitive and every year they're trying to one each other up with their activity that they have.
Better
for the
display.
And they're just some really cool, really hands-on experiences. So it's a lot of fun.
Great job. It was way cool. I can't wait till next year. we got more stuff. We're actually ordering stuff for it for next year.
Awesome. See
Yeah.
what I mean?
Our police
Wow.
department is, we're actually getting some stuff.
More competition.
Still, we were asked on multiple occasions if we could do a tasing demonstration, and I just cannot get the city or our
Are you gonna
attorney.
volunteer for that?
Yeah, can we change you?
Yeah.
Well, here's how this works. Because you brought it up first.
Keep your
we're getting you
distance
first.
Oh, yeah. I figured I'd be the one.
But you know, it just been multiple different things that kids are asking about, and, you know.
Well, that's what it's all about, is for the kids to, you know, for those that, you know, don't know what they wanna do, and they'll check it out, and
We have one of the students that is interested in law enforcement. We have our annual training going on right now, yesterday and today. And our interactive part with our simulator guns and building searches, radar, Alice training. She actually volunteered from the school, and she's up there as we speak as one of our actors. So she was just excited. And we're excited that she's one of the people that were very boisterous about she's gonna be a police officer. And I said, this is great. So,
Yeah, I know we're at the end here in the end of the discussion, but it's also funny because the businesses, we have to specifically ask them what all they're bringing and how big it is now, because we have everybody mapped out and spaced out accordingly, and it's outside, inside. And every year we have someone show up with just like this huge rig, and we're like, where are we gonna put you? You're not gonna be able to go over there in the corner. So it's really fun just to kind of see what everybody shows up with.
that brick lane rig was huge, but I'm like, it was way cool.
Yeah, we had to park the Caledonia haulers in because we had some unexpected big things show up, and
another
Made
big
it
truck,
work.
yep.
we made
It's
it
gonna
work.
end up going all the way around. It's going to, you know it will. It's just gonna get bigger.
Yeah,
No.
it's a lot of fun.
Awesome job.
All
by you
good
guys.
things.
I
Good
do have
stuff.
one comment or a
Yep.
question,
Go ahead.
after we're done with that. I'm curious if, because of the government, federal government shutdown, if there's any discussion or any questions that have come to this level of the county. I know that, this, basically, we have Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all these things are in place, but slower services possibly, for benefits verification. I don't know if that hits anybody. We have WIC and SNAP. I haven't heard anything about that as far as, our sustainability. Just any comments about that? Because I think it's being a part of government, I'm just thinking that, we hear about everything from the state and maybe nothing is affecting us yet, but if there's been any comments from the communities and,
Well, they haven't stopped taking out,
Public health.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
The passport people are affected.
Yeah, that's what, delays.
I still haven't got a passport card.
There's delays in some of the services or any of the benefit verification, I know too.
sure.
I don't have a lot of update.
Amelia, I need to talk to you before you get. Just got a little update for you.
I don't have a lot of an update. I was at a MAXA meeting last week. I think I sent some stuff out to the board. Really what we're seeing from DHS and Department of Children, Youth and Families is that things like SNAP, WIC, those things have been approved for October. When we get deeper into October with a closure, it starts to potentially impact November. We're waiting on guidance from those entities to tell us, what do you want us to do? I recall the last federal shutdown that I mentioned, it was actually the longest in history of 35 days. We had an instance where DHS asked us to complete verifications and approval of SNAP cases within a pretty tight window so that we could have folks get those benefits into the coming month. We haven't received that kind of guidance yet. Obviously, we're looking at this every single day, and our first concern is toward those who receive benefits through our office, benefits from for medical services through MA, SNAP, cash benefits, all of those. would potentially be impacted the deeper we go into this. The other side of it is the revenue that we generate, and historically, they've made us whole at the end. And we've always had kind of this ebb and flow of when we see dollars from the state. Sometimes they sit on it because they want to earn a little bit of interest, and we wait for it. That's part of having fund balance and cash flow to ride that out. So we obviously will have, as we get further into the fall, we'll have the property tax landing. I don't think that revenue for us at this point is a primary concern unless it really goes longer. But for the people we serve, it definitely has an impact. And then I think, as you mentioned, there's other federal offices, things like Social Security, Veteran Services. I haven't talked to Rob. I'm guessing, Veteran Services potentially could be impacted. Passport services, parks, things like that.
Yeah, just I know that some of the government agencies, though hours are less or cut back, they have only certain hours even for internet access for doing things online with Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So that's, that it all kind of rolls over. So I didn't know if you were getting questions or not from residents and, how we can help with that.
We have been getting questions, and that's why we've communicated kind of the same things to our staff, so that, we have a consistent message. Everything that I've heard is not a lot of impact right now, but the longer it goes, the more impact it will be. I'm really looking to the middle of this month, as that's typically when our income maintenance folks are doing eligibility for the coming month. And that wouldn't affect everybody, it'd just be renewals in that month, so those are things we're looking at.
Which is only a week away.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you.
Okay. Kurt, did you have something you wanted to say?
No,
Oh, okay.
not anymore.
Brett, you got something?
One more thing, back to that auditor, treasurer, and recorder. We spoke about having more in the paper and having like multiple work sessions. Kind of looking at the calendar coming up, I was gonna do the 28th of October. And then we have a 25th of November and a 23rd of December. I know we spoke about having one of those possibly in the evening to give opportunity for people that.
Public hearing, you mean?
Public hearing for the evening. Just curious if anybody had the appetite for November 12th, which would be the day after Veterans Day, since that work group session got canceled due to Veterans Day. So maybe having evening public hearing possibly in November,
Wednesday night?
that Wednesday night.
So not the 28th of October, or?
Nope, we would, so we're gonna kind of just do multiple of them.
Okay,
28th of October to start with.
Yep, that's gonna be a regular one on the 28th of October, and then we're also gonna
That's a regular.
have that in the papers, the Fillmore
Is that work group?
Journal as well. And then,
That's a meeting. The 21st would be a work group.
say that again now?
October 21st is work group.
Says
Or
full
no,
board.
14th.
14th.
next
14th
week,
is work group.
yeah.
Yep,
So 28th
It's
during
a
our
regular meeting.
28th of October would be a regular meeting.
Okay, you want to do one there?
Yep, well, so we'll do a public hearing there.
Okay.
And then I was kind of just,
Why don't we do one the 28th and
Okay.
see what kind of interest we get and then decide from, I suppose you gotta have it advertised though.
Well, the other
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what's that?
There'll be time to get it advertised.
But the timing is during the day, because it's during our meeting on the 28th,
Yeah.
right?
Correct,
So you
yeah.
wanted an evening
Yeah.
meeting after 5 is
yeah.
better for people that have to work.
And with November, December coming up and holiday schedules, I wanted to make sure that if
No.
there's an evening one, that everybody was able to make.
That's a
an
good
evening.
idea. Yep.
The 12th.
Or we could make October 28th the evening one. Well, you'd have to come back for that, so that may be not a good idea, so.
12th
I like
works.
the idea of having two of them. You're having one during the day and then you're having
Yeah.
another one at night, so you
Choice.
catch both.
Yep,
Have a
Yeah,
choice,
both people.
yeah.
yep.
So the 12th?
Does November 12th work? Good. Particular time, 6 o'clock work? Good. Okay.
28th, that'd be right while our meeting's going.
Yep, normal meeting. And then we'll do another one during the normal meeting in December. And then we'll probably do one in January as well. And then at that time, you guys can decide how you want to proceed with that.
Send that out with a
That's
calendar.
cutting it close.
Sounds good.
I'll send it out
That's
with
cutting
calendar
close.
invites, yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep, thank you.
Could do the 12th, but I leave at 4 o'clock in the morning on the 13th.
Fine.
I won't be back until the 19th.
It'll be an hour. You'll be home by 7.
I need my beauty sleep. Say it. I know you want to say something. Say it. Just say it.
No. Thanks, Brent. All right, anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.